So after we name the fear, we're gonna reframe the fear. What's reframing the emotion? So let's say you feel fear and you reframe it. You see in that moment that, oh, like me, I realized I was like, oh, I don't have fear of filming the podcast. I have fear of the outcome. So if I detach myself from the outcome and I just tell myself, okay, I am fearing because my body is preparing me for this podcast. My body knows how important this podcast is to me. So it's preparing me for this podcast. I can take that with love and compassion and thank my body. Thank you for preparing me, for pumping blood right now, for getting my heart racing, for getting all my thoughts in one place so we can get this podcast going. That is what reframing an emotion is like. Another example I'm going to give is, let's say you're texting someone you like and they don't reply. A lot of times I feel like trauma pops in. Remember, the limbic system, which is connected to the primal brain, is responsible for picking up on trauma. So someone doesn't text you back and maybe they're busy, who knows what they're doing. But then immediately, if you've been messed up in your childhood, like I said, you think something, you go crazy on it, you, oh my God, you make assumptions or whatever it is, you feel unworthy, oh, they don't want to talk to me, or I'm not good enough, or they're probably talking to someone else. So that's a survival. You need to recognize in that moment that that is your brain acting out of survival, because in that moment it's really just trying to protect you. So it's going to come up with any narrative to just protect you from going crazy in that moment. So that's the part where we become self-aware and we recognize and we see when our mind is acting from survival. So in that moment, you can brace yourself with some compassion and love and let yourself know, hey, this person's reply and response has nothing to do with me. And my brain right now is just trying to help me survive and take this experience in. But it's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay if this person doesn't reply right now. I'll be fine. I will not die. I will not stop breathing. I will be okay and I can go through this. And when you give your brain that clarity, it just helps you go through the experience better than if you're surviving and you're overthinking and you're calling all your friends and telling them, I texted this boy and it's not, it's just chaotic. It's just chaotic. So reframe the emotion. Reframe the emotion. The fourth thing I'm going to talk about is expose your fears gradually. Expose your fears gradually. This means take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Now that you know you've learned that, okay, be patient with yourself, because it's taken you all this time. It's taken your body all these years to become who you are and being everything you operate from. So it's important to also have that patience and act on things gradually, because it's only with time heals all things. So let's act on these fears one by one. You can start by journaling, whatever way you use to express yourself. I feel like express yourself so you can put your fears out there. And when you see what it is exactly you fear, try to reason with it and try to find where exactly that might have stemmed from your your primal brain when you were a child, in your experiences, in your friendships, in your emotions, in your life. You can deal with that gradually. Be patient and be kind to yourself. In moments where I feel fear, it's important to be present. Your prefrontal cortex is responsible for being in the present. Your primal brain is responsible for the future and the past, which is why a lot of times when we're overthinking and we're in a state of fear, we're thinking about the future or the past. We're never thinking about the present, because there's no danger in the present. We are assured, we can see we're fine. So that's just evidence that your brain is really just acting on memories than it is acting on facts. A way that I help myself come back to center and just come back is using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. I name 5 things I can see, 4 things I can hear, 3 things I can feel, 2 things I can smell, and 1 thing I can taste. So that's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. It can be whichever, you can switch it up if you want. But for me, it helps me be in the present moment. When I'm sitting here and I'm overthinking, I name 5 things I see. I'm like, okay, I see this door, I see this mic, I see that. And it just helps me be in the present moment. And I go on until I can name it all down to my 5 senses to just help me be present and not overthink and be in a state of fear, because I don't even have the answers to all my fears. So why be in a state of surviving when I'm okay and I'm chill right now and I'm not in the experiences that taught me how to survive. That was the fifth thing. The fifth thing I was going to share was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. The sixth thing I'm going to get to transmute fear and to transcend fear and to live beyond our fears is when you ground your senses, you become aware of what's in front of you in the present moment, and you're able to, correct yourself, correct your fears, correct any way that your brain might be going crazy, trying to protect you from situations that are not even real, because our imagination is wild. And I realized that the more I grew up, the more my fears grew as well. The bigger my desires grew, the bigger my fear to fail grew as well, which is why this episode I'm asking you to please take with a grain of salt. This is my truth. This is what works for me. This is a way that helps me stay in the present moment and recognize the ways that I have been standing in my own way by being in a way of survival and being in a state of survival. So it helps me to just ground myself and be in these practices and reflect on myself and my growth and stay connected to God, pray about things, meditate, be in a state that sends signals to your body that you're safe, you're doing fine, you're protected, you're loved, because you really are, and you're not surviving anymore. And you can do better than survive. You can create. You are more than the ways that you have learned to survive. You are more than your trauma. You are more than the negative experiences that you've had throughout your life that have taught you to survive. And I feel like until you claim that for yourself, you are going to live in a state of survival. I really want to get into the second part of this series, which is going to be more about the prefrontal cortex, the subconscious mind, so on and so forth. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed filming this podcast. This has been the Essence Beauty Bar signing out.